Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be reading from the No Sleep subreddit. So let's jump right into it with horror. The eyes in the painting follow. They had recently moved to a new home that was being foreclosed upon by the bank. My dad worked in construction and my mom was a cleaner. They weren't wealthy by any means, but they did all right for themselves. They were unable to afford the mortgage after my dad was injured at work, and my mom could make up the difference on her own. I turned it around and it read, "Watch as your life slowly fades away, one tear at a time." I dreamt that I was walking through a carnival funhouse with no walls or windows. I was completely alone. Then I heard a voice behind me say, "Having fun yet?" I turned around to see a girl around my age holding a paintbrush. I told him I was going to go to the store and buy a new frame and glass to put the painting in. Then I would seal the edges with some clear sticky tape. Just please get rid of it. I nodded, knowing that he was right. Now I thought that this was the end of it. Really didn't think that anything else would happen. But I was wrong. This way it wouldn't grow anymore. He thanked me profusely and told me that he would pick it up on his way over to my house that evening. I tried calling my sister, but she didn't answer. Now my dad won't speak to me either. He keeps telling me that I destroyed his family and he wishes I was dead. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm scared. I hear scratching sounds at night, and every time I close my eyes, I see the teeth from the smiley face. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. I'm afraid that if I fall asleep, I'll never wake up. When she finally called back, I explained what was going on, and she said, "No, absolutely not. Are you crazy?" And if you like this story, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Also, if you have a story that you want to share, click the link in the description. And if you want to support the channel even further, consider becoming a member. For only $1 a month, you get access to our exclusive server. We also do storytime readings, request certain stories, and a whole lot more. So if you're interested, click the link in the description. But anyways, that's all for me today. I've been your host. Join us next time for more terrifying tales. You need to be the one to deal with this. I'm not taking that thing. Do you even know what you're messing with? It's an ancient artifact. That painting chooses its victims very carefully. You shouldn't have destroyed it. Now it's free, and it's coming for us. She dipped the brush in what looked like blood and swiped it across my face. I woke up screaming in a cold sweat. It was the same painting, but now instead of a girl holding a paintbrush, there was me reaching out from beneath the surface of the painting, like I was trying to claw my way out. In the corner was the same writing from the last painting, only now it said, "There is no escape." Below that was a different smiley face. This one had its tongue sticking out. He said, "But you don't understand. It's not a picture of a dog. That's a picture of a wolf." It was my dad's. I turned the painting over and saw the signature from the last painting. It was my mom's handwriting. I called her and asked what was going on, and she said, "You already know what's going on. Why are you still keeping that painting? Get rid of it." If I had known that it was going to find you, I would have thrown it in the fire the second that I saw it. I explained to her that I had given it to your dad, and she told me, "Oh God, he never should have brought it back. Give it to your sister. She's the oldest, so it's her responsibility to figure out how to get rid of it. That's why I wanted you to take it back." I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. I thought that maybe if it was framed properly, everything would be okay. I'm sorry. Below that was a smiley face and what appeared to be a signature. I threw the painting back in the box and decided that it was going straight to the dump. My sister and I were living out of state at the time, trying to make something of ourselves. We both told them that we could help them move, and my parents ended up hiring some random movers off Craigslist. It was covered in what looked like blood, and the smiley face now had sharp teeth. He was the one who brought it back after I left it at the house. He said that he was getting to the point where he was too scared to sleep. I ripped it down and burned it in my fireplace, but it just kept growing back. No matter how many times I tried to destroy it, it just kept coming back the way it was before, as if it were alive. I was an art student when I got a call from my parents. I flew home only to find my dad sitting on the floor outside the house with a box of my stuff next to him. I asked what was wrong, and he just cried harder, said that he needed me to take the box back with me. When I opened it, I found all sorts of old Halloween decorations, some Christmas lights, and a painting that I made when I was 5 years old. It was a crayon drawing of a dog. I looked at my dad, looked at the painting and then back at me, and just started crying again. A few weeks later, my dad called me crying, saying he needed me to come home immediately. I didn't understand, and neither did my mom when I showed it to her. Neither of us could remember making such a painting, and we were pretty sure that if we had, we would remember what the dog's name was. We thought maybe it was a neighbor's kid who made the drawing and put our name on it, thinking that it was ours. But my dad insisted that it wasn't. I asked what was wrong with the painting, and he said, "It's not the painting itself, it's what's in the painting. It was too big to fit in the car." I was annoyed by this point because I had just gotten done redecorating my entire apartment, and I didn't want to hang a random painting from my childhood on my wall. But I had no choice because my dad was insistent. My parents packed up the painting along with the rest of their things and shipped it off to my apartment. When I got it unpacked, I noticed that there was writing in the corner. That night I had the weirdest dream I've ever had. I went about my day trying to forget about the painting until I came home and saw the painting on my wall. I ended up calling my dad, who told me that the painting had been doing the same thing for him. The next morning I called my dad to tell him I'd figured out a solution. When he arrived, I handed him the frame. He took it, and his eyes widened. I asked him what he meant, and he said, "That painting is cursed. You can't keep it. Please get rid of it. I'll burn it." As soon as I handed him the painting, he ran to his car and drove off. 2 days later, I received a package in the mail addressed to me. Inside was a framed painting. I pulled it out and nearly fainted. After looking at it for a few seconds, I realized that it wasn't my face in the painting at all. And that's when I realized that this painting was going to be a problem forever. Before I could ask what she meant, she hung up the phone, and I haven't heard from her since. That was horror. The eyes in the painting follow me from the No Sleep subreddit.